In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on February 3rd, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. San Antonio Spurs versus Memphis Grizzlies. The ever-changing landscape of the Western Conference brings yet another intriguing showdown on Monday night. These two teams have already clashed twice in January, with the Memphis Grizzlies emerging victorious on both occasions, both in straight-up wins and against the spread. Notably, both of those wins came on the road. Now, the question remains, can the San Antonio Spurs manage to turn the tide and secure a much-needed victory? The Spurs are currently monitoring the status of Victor Wembanyama, who is listed as questionable due to an illness. Meanwhile, the Grizzlies continue to be without key players Marcus Smart and Ja Morant. Despite the challenge of playing on the second night of a back-to-back, this still shapes up as an advantageous matchup for Memphis to secure both the win and the cover. Even without Morant in the lineup, the Grizzlies boast one of the most efficient offenses in the NBA, which could spell trouble for a San Antonio squad that has struggled defensively throughout the season. Memphis excels at moving the ball effectively, and their impressive 31-17 record against the spread is the second best in the league. In contrast, the Spurs have been inconsistent at 23-23 against the spread, making them a less reliable bet. When these two teams previously faced off in San Antonio, the Grizzlies dominated both contests. Now, returning to their home court, where they perform even better, there is little reason to expect a different outcome. The Spurs, in contrast, have been noticeably weaker when playing on the road, further tilting the advantage toward Memphis. In those previous meetings, the Grizzlies averaged an impressive 134.5 points per game while shooting a scorching 53% from the field in San Antonio. Given their offensive firepower, they should once again be able to put up points with ease. Additionally, Memphis' defensive effort improves significantly at home, where they allow an average of 8.1 fewer points per game. This defensive edge could pose a major challenge for the Spurs, who lack the necessary offensive firepower to break down Memphis' defense consistently. San Antonio has been struggling to build any momentum recently, and their confidence likely took another hit following a disappointing loss to the Miami Heat, a team that has been struggling as well. Meanwhile, the Grizzlies enter this game riding high after a dramatic comeback victory over the Milwaukee Bucks last night. Playing on 0 days of rest is never an easy task, but Memphis has proven to be one of the hottest teams in the league at the moment, consistently overcoming injuries and adversity to continue their winning ways. The Spurs may find some extra energy after recently acquiring De'Aaron Fox in a trade, but it remains highly unlikely that he will be cleared to play in time for this matchup. Furthermore, Wembanyama's status remains uncertain, as he has already missed a game due to illness. While it is true that the Grizzlies are playing on the second night of a back-to-back, they have been a reliable team in covering spreads all season long, holding a strong 32-17 against the spread record. There is also a possibility that Ja Morant could make his return from injury, further strengthening Memphis' chances. The Grizzlies have been dominant at home, boasting a stellar 20-5 straight-up record on their home court this season. Given these factors, it is difficult to bet against them. Just a couple of weeks ago, Memphis thoroughly dismantled San Antonio with a commanding 140-112 victory. Additionally, the Grizzlies have won 9 of their last 10 matchups against the Spurs, solidifying their dominance in this head-to-head series. So the Memphis Grizzlies to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The previous 2 meetings between these teams sailed past the total with ease. For San Antonio, 8 of their last 9 games have resulted in the total going over. Similarly, Memphis has seen the over hit frequently, with their season record standing at 30-16-2, including an active stretch of 8-2-0 in their last 10 games. Memphis leads the entire league in pace, which has contributed to their high-scoring outputs. In their first 2 games against San Antonio this season, the Grizzlies exceeded 125 points in both matchups, and there is little reason to believe they will not achieve a similar feat at home. Meanwhile, the Spurs managed to score over 110 points in both of those meetings. Given that they will be the more rested team in this matchup, they could have an even more productive offensive night. Both teams have shown weaknesses on the defensive end, which should result in a game filled with plenty of scoring opportunities. Memphis possesses the best defense in the NBA, which is likely to lead to another high-scoring affair. The Grizzlies have a strong record of hitting the over, standing at 31-17 in that category, while the Spurs have seen the total go over in 25 of their 46 games this season. Another crucial factor is pace. Memphis plays at a blistering speed, with a pace rating of 107.4, which ranks first in the league. In comparison, the Spurs play at a 100.4 pace. Expect Memphis to dictate the tempo of this game, pushing the pace and creating a fast-paced, high-scoring contest. All signs point toward another game that follows the same trend as the previous two meetings, where the total soared past the set number. Given these circumstances, bettors should look for this matchup to finish over the projected total once again. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Milwaukee Bucks versus Oklahoma City Thunder. The Milwaukee Bucks, who currently hold a 26-20 record and are positioned 5th in the Eastern Conference standings, are preparing to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder, a team that has been dominating the Western Conference with an impressive 38-9 record. This highly anticipated matchup is scheduled to take place on February 3rd at the Paycom Center. The Bucks enter this contest looking to break out of a slump, as they are currently on a 2-game losing streak. Their most recent outing resulted in a disappointing 144-118 road loss against the San Antonio Spurs on Friday night. Meanwhile, the Thunder are riding a wave of momentum after securing a commanding 144-110 home victory over the Sacramento Kings on Saturday. This game marks the second meeting between these two teams this season, with the Bucks previously emerging victorious in their December 17th encounter on the road, where they secured a 97-81 win. The Milwaukee Bucks might find themselves shorthanded once again, as key player Bobby Portis could potentially be absent due to personal reasons. On the other hand, the Oklahoma City Thunder are also dealing with roster challenges, as Chet Holmgren remains sidelined. Additionally, Casson Wallace and Jalen Williams have been listed as questionable, leaving their availability uncertain leading up to the game. Both squads are currently battling injury concerns and are eagerly awaiting the upcoming All-Star break to recover and regroup. However, the Thunder have the advantage of having their star player fully healthy, whereas the Bucks will be at a disadvantage, playing their second game in as many nights. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who leads the NBA in scoring, will be matched up against a Milwaukee defense that may be fatigued from the previous night's contest. Although Giannis Antetokounmpo is known for his elite defensive capabilities, he primarily guards post players and is unlikely to be assigned to Gilgeous-Alexander on the perimeter. This responsibility will likely fall on Damian Lillard or another perimeter defender from Milwaukee, a matchup that heavily favors the Thunder's offensive firepower. Furthermore, several of Milwaukee's key players have been dealing with minor injuries, increasing the likelihood that some significant names may be ruled out closer to game time. This further enhances the value of Oklahoma City, especially considering they will be well rested following their dominant 34-point victory. It may be time to confront the possibility that the Milwaukee Bucks are not performing at the level of an elite basketball team. They have now dropped 3 consecutive games, each time entering as the favored team. Following defeats against the Portland Trail Blazers and the San Antonio Spurs, one would have expected the Bucks to respond with a strong performance at home against a Memphis Grizzlies team missing Ja Morant. However, that was not the case, as Milwaukee suffered yet another loss. Now, they find themselves facing the challenge of playing on the second night of a back-to-back. Meanwhile, the Oklahoma City Thunder have established themselves as one of the most consistent teams in the league. They boast a remarkable 20-3 straight-up record at home and lead the NBA with a cover percentage of 68.1%. The current trajectory of the Bucks does not inspire confidence, and their struggles could continue against a team as formidable as the Thunder. So the Oklahoma City Thunder to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full-game side pick. When analyzing the offensive performance of both teams this season, the statistics indicate that they are relatively close in efficiency. The Milwaukee Bucks currently rank 11th in the league with an offensive rating of 114.2, while the Oklahoma City Thunder hold the 6th position with an offensive rating of 116.5. However, recent defensive performances suggest that both teams have struggled to contain their opponents. Over their last 4 games, the Bucks have been conceding an average of 126.5 points per contest, while the Thunder have allowed 114 points per game in their previous 5 matchups. Given the presence of high-caliber scorers such as Giannis Antetokounmpo and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the likelihood of a high-scoring affair increases significantly. As a result, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Sacramento Kings versus Minnesota Timberwolves. The Sacramento Kings, currently standing at an even 24-24 record, are set to face off against the Minnesota Timberwolves, who hold a slightly better 27-22 record in an exciting Western Conference matchup on Monday night. This highly anticipated showdown will take place at the Target Center, marking the 4th and final meeting between these two teams in their regular season series. Up to this point, the Timberwolves have the edge, leading the series 2-1, and they will be looking to secure a decisive 3rd win to further solidify their dominance over Sacramento this season. The Kings have recently made a significant roster move by trading away their star point guard, De'Aaron Fox. At this moment, there has been no official update regarding when their newly acquired player, Zach LaVine, will make his debut for the team. Meanwhile, the Timberwolves are closely monitoring the status of 2 key players, Naz Reid and Anthony Edwards, both of whom are currently listed as questionable for this contest. Sacramento has struggled in recent outings, having lost momentum and confidence, especially following a crushing defeat at the hands of the Oklahoma City Thunder in their most recent game. On the other hand, Minnesota was gaining steam before they suffered a shocking loss to the struggling Washington Wizards on Saturday, a game that many expected them to win comfortably. Analyzing the team's performances based on net ratings highlights a clear distinction between them this season. Minnesota holds the 9th best net rating in the league at 3.1, showcasing their overall efficiency on both ends of the floor. In comparison, Sacramento sits at the 12th spot with a net rating of 1.5, indicating a slightly lower level of effectiveness. One crucial factor in this matchup will be 3-point defense, where the Timberwolves excel. They rank 5th in the NBA in opponent 3-point shooting percentage, allowing just 34.8% from beyond the arc. Meanwhile, the Kings have struggled significantly in this area, ranking 29th in the league and allowing opponents to shoot 37.6% from deep. This disparity in perimeter defense could play a pivotal role in determining the outcome of this game. The Kings' recent form has not been promising, as they have dropped 4 of their last 5 games, and now they will be without a key contributor for this matchup. With De'Aaron Fox no longer on the roster and Zach LaVine yet to be cleared to play, Sacramento finds itself in a difficult situation. On the flip side, the Timberwolves have been in strong form, winning 5 of their last 6 contests, and they will be eager to bounce back after their unexpected defeat to the Wizards. Given that the Kings are missing their star guard and his immediate replacement, the odds are stacked against them in this game. The current betting line remains reasonable, particularly if Anthony Edwards is cleared to play for Minnesota. Although Sacramento has the potential to pull off an upset on the road, the Timberwolves are in a favorable position to secure the victory, especially if Edwards is available. So the Minnesota Timberwolves to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Minnesota operates at a slower pace, ranking 26th in the NBA in terms of pace of play. Their defensive intensity, particularly on the perimeter, makes it challenging for opposing teams to establish an offensive rhythm. Similarly, Sacramento tends to extend defensive possessions, leading the league with the longest average defensive possession length at 14.8 seconds. This defensive style will further contribute to a slow-paced contest with fewer scoring opportunities on both sides. Neither of these teams has been particularly dominant on the offensive glass. The Timberwolves currently rank 14th in the NBA with a 29.2% offensive rebounding rate, while the Kings trail behind at 19th with a 28.3% offensive rebounding percentage. Additionally, both teams have struggled to generate free throw attempts at a high rate. Sacramento sits at 20th in the league with a free throw attempt rate of 0.238, while Minnesota fares only slightly better at 16th with a 0.246 rate. These factors indicate that neither team is likely to find easy scoring opportunities, further reinforcing the expectation of a low-scoring game. Considering Minnesota's inconsistent performances on their home court and Sacramento's relatively average track record on the road, an explosive offensive showing from either team seems unlikely. Furthermore, with both squads coming off disappointing losses where they struggled to shoot efficiently, this matchup is shaping up to be a grinded-out affair with limited possessions. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.